When it comes to trading, economics, and also statistics, South Africa, they always gather up information on what's happening around the country in terms of unemployment. People should actually keep track on what is happening because this information is actually collected quarterly in our country, which is there's, Q4, Q1. They kind of take information and they put it together to let people know that where else you busy complaining about employment, there are people who are actually getting employed out there. So like you should kind of look up into that so that you can also equip yourself with different skills, right?
Yes.
So we are going to look into South Africa unemployment rate. There's this paragraph that the Stats SA actually issued, in which I'm going to take you through. I hope people at home can see there on their screen, and I'm going to read it, loudly for them, because right here they stated that South Africa's South Africa's unemployment rate rose to 32.1% in Q4 of 2023, and then up from a 1-year low of 31.9% in the prior period, as the number of unemployed persons increased by 46,000 to 7.9 million. Meanwhile, employment fell by 22,000 to 16.7 million. After rising by 8 straight quarters, and the labor forces rose by 25,000 to 24.6 million, job losses were recorded primarily in community and social services, and that means it's a negative 171,000, and followed by construction, which was also negative 36,000, agriculture negative 35,000, trade negative 28,000, manufacturing negative 1,000. And on the other hand, more jobs were also added in finance. 128,000 jobs were added. On transport, it's 57,000, and in mining, 37,000. The expanded definition of unemployment, which includes these discouraged from seeking work, was 41.1% in Q4, down marginally from 41.2% in Q3. So the youth unemployment rate in South Africa, measuring job seekers between 15 and 24 years, picked up to 59.4% in Q4 from an over 1-year low of 58% in the third quarter. So to someone who's out there who doesn't understand, what do they mean? It's like, if you can put it in simple terms of why we are not employed, rather than giving us, this how many percentages, because people don't really like dealing with numbers. Yes, they don't like dealing with numbers. So like they want facts and factual information that will help them to understand why we are not employed.
Yes, more. You have touched important stuff there, and then you've been talking about numbers. I think numbers don't lie. According to my experience, So we'll take it from there. We're gonna look at the numbers. Of course, we're not gonna ignore that. It's part of us, So, and in actual fact, what do you think what should be done actually to take our rate back, maybe to be a little bit better, because like now it looks like it's a high. Do you think like it's what people they think about foreigners? They come into our country, they take our jobs, or it's something that our government have issues with alone? We can't produce. What's really happening at the background?
As a young person, trying to find out exactly, what one should actually really go through in terms of getting a job, because one thing everywhere, it's a system that was created for everyone, for communities out there, that people should actually go to school and they should get the qualification. And if you have the qualification, you can apply for the job that you have qualified for from school. So we've been getting a lot of people who are dropouts, and there are a lot of reasons why do people drop out. It's not because they don't like school, but it has to do with funds, because also education is also something that is expensive. People, they spend money. So a question that is asked is like, okay, if someone is from a very poor background, what should they do in order for them to, have benefits of applying to, schooling and getting proper education? Because we see that a lot of private schools are coming, to light. And they say, when you go to, there's a thing that they say that when you go to a private school, you'll certainly get a job, in which it actually sidelines, a random person who is from a poor background, because they want you to pay. You pay fees. It's like now someone asking that, my parents can't afford, so how would I get that money, that you guys want from me? So those are the factors that we kind of have to look for, because it goes deep, man. Because also NSFAS is kind of like struggling to provide funds for the kids, accommodation, school fees, and such things. So when the government tries to, gather around every information that has to do with what is going on out there, why are young people unemployed? They come up with this, that they're not going to school. They're not qualified for some certain jobs. But now it's like, how are they going to qualify while they're from poor backgrounds?
Yes, more. I mean, like, I will go back to the numbers. If I will check something that will say like share unemployed South Africa in fourth quarter of 2024 by education level. You understand?
Yeah.
Where we're talking about matric and other tertiary, graduate and South Africans, as a whole. So when we checked, I mean, like the last percentage that when we checked, it was 33.7%. You understand? And then when we checked the other tertiary, it was, I mean, like 20.6%. Graduate, we are at least 9.6. I mean, like when you talk about numbers, of course, what we're crying about, it's we want numbers to be down. When we talk about percentage here, it means higher percentage. There's people that are suffering out there. You understand? But it goes back to basics, which is education. Before you get unemployed as individual, people must go to school, people must study, must have qualifications so that they can get employed. You understand? So tell me something more from your background, or what you know, or what you see, or your research, or anything. You understand? People that have passed grade 12, those who are failing to go to varsities to further their studies and all that. You understand? Which programs do you think they must look at, you understand, so that they can better themselves and get employed or equip themselves for employment?
I think in terms of equipping yourself after school, there are a lot of programs that, one can actually visit, because things like TVET colleges, going to a TVET college, it's you equipping yourself with, doing physical work, in which when it gets you to, the world of physicality, I mean, because I believe when you go to a tertiary level at that stage, that means, you have actually conquered the theory stage, so it's time to now learn new skills. I mean, skills development, also government, offers the skills development thing. There's also a skill development plan that was issued, in which it's something I am trying to look up into. But, people really need to equip themselves with skills, because what you have studied from high school is something that you need to kind of, get it into progress, learn more about it, know more, because research is something that is shown to be something that is very, very important for a learner who just finished school. Right. So right here I have this SA skills, in which I hope people are seeing right now, for learners, if you are a learner who wants to advance your skills and career prospects, you want to find your best opportunities, employers in South Africa, people who are looking for people to get into, job spaces. This is the page for you. It's called SA Skills. SA Skills is the one that you need to check out, because you will be notified by the internships and learnership or the employment opportunities that match your profile and preferences. Because it's like, okay, you just finished your matric right now. You did certain subjects. You go in this, they will actually match everything that you have done, and they will place you where you belong.
Okay, yes, Mo, I hear you, and you bring some important stuff there. Tell me something. I mean, like, now for students that are coming from grade 12, you understand? Because I think at some point, maybe people, they feel like they made wrong choices, you understand? When I'm talking about, like, educational stuff, which means people, they didn't choose right courses that can give them employment. Because there are a lot of people, they say maybe they are doing business studies, those courses, they say maybe they are not good enough.
It's not for them,
Yes. So what can you advise people that are coming from grade 12 to tertiary level? Which courses they must look at, you understand, to get employment, to be out there, and to be in demand, actually, per se? What can you advise people about that?
I think when I was in high school, there's one thing that they called, career expo.
Yes.
So there will be people coming from different universities, different institutions. They will help you with you choosing the right career path. People. Because what you're saying, it's true, man. It's true in terms of what people are going through out there, in terms of getting the right career path for yourselves and equipping yourself and getting the job of your dreams. But now, people, they miss, if you are in high school, you shouldn't miss what they call a career expo, career path. These people, they come, they help you, and they advise you on the subjects that you are doing at school. That since you're doing this subject, this is what we have for you. This is what is available for you. Because every child who's in high school qualifies to go to, to go into institution, higher education, further your education, So that one is the first advice and the first step for someone who's still in high school, because they will take everything that's happening right now for granted, and lay it aside and say, you know what, I'll see, in the future what the future has for me, and in which it's not something that will be advisable for someone who's in high school, because there are people who can help you, in terms of your skill development providers. Because if you are someone who's working in developing the skills and you want to reach more learners, and more employers in South Africa, SA Skills, as I said, is the website to go to. They will help you to shape your career path, and get everything right on track for you, and, to better your future and your education.
I hear you, Mo. I mean, like, you've been touching a lot in different stuff. I mean, like, where people can get help, and then where people can go, and I mean, like, people, they mustn't undermine career exhibitions. Because career exhibition is where you understand where you're going, and then what are you going to face after this? Because like, a lot of people, when they get to varsity, they get lost. But there is something that I would like to share more. I mean, like, with the experience, people, they go to universities, and then they find that, let's say you want to do engineering, you understand? You find that there is no more space, the course is full. Now you're forced to take any course, you understand? For people that are, I mean, like, in rush, because of, I don't want to go back home, I'm coming from maybe Limpopo, I want to be in Gauteng, things are happening. You have tasted everything that is happening here. So you don't want to go home. You find yourself taking some courses that are, maybe I will not say that they are not important. They are lacking of employment. You understand? There are courses that are struggling. We can't run away from them. But anyway, let me emphasize in something. If we come from high school, I mean, like, we need to take better decisions, you understand, and make sure and make research and understand what's going on out there. So for someone that is in tertiary that are busy studying these courses that are highly employed, I mean, like people that they know that if they come from here, we cannot get employment because like they are in demand.
Yeah.
So what will you advise them? I mean, like in terms of like because like there are things that happening, not that when you come from tertiary level you will go straight to work. There are programs that are involved. So what can you advise them, and what they must look at to do after studying as an tertiary level?
You know, I just want to take myself back to the question and the statement that you actually raised, that, you know, someone might be coming from, a different province. They want to study something here, right?
Yes.
So it's like, okay, I do not have space in this institution. So rather than actually choosing something that is not for you, I think it is a better chance of you making more research, because people have taken research for granted, you know. And you can also apply for like your will, in which is work integrated learning. You know, you can also do volunteering helps the most to equip yourself, because my solution to most of the things is familiarize yourself with the environment that you would love to find yourself.
Okay, thank you, Mo. Let's take a break and then we'll come back and discuss more about it.